There are beings who have walked this earth for centuries. Immortals. 7 souls, blessed or cursed, to live forever. Legends call them Chiranjeevi. But why them? What do their stories teach us? Stick with me till the end, because we're about to uncover the fascinating secrets of the 7 immortals of Hinduism. Born not just with skill, but with divinity. A gem embedded in his forehead, marking him extraordinary. Some whispered he was an incarnation of Shiva's wrath, Rudra itself. Trained in the deadliest arts of war, he was unstoppable. But strength without wisdom, like fire, destructive and uncontrollable. The Kurukshetra war was over. The Kauravas lay defeated. But Ashwatthama refused to accept fate. Honor, justice, meaningless. All that remained was vengeance. And so, one fateful night, he crept into the Pandava camp. The warriors slept. Pandava's innocent children lay beside them. He did not hesitate. His blade silenced them all. The Pandavas had won the war, but that night they lost their future. Yet his hatred burned deeper. His true target? An unborn child, the last heir of the Pandavas. He invoked the Brahmastra, the most feared divine weapon, meant to erase entire bloodlines. The air cracked with its deadly energy. Destruction was seconds away when Krishna intervened. But he did not strike Ashwatthama down. No. His punishment was worse. He cursed him, stripped him of his divine gem, his very identity. Blood poured from his forehead, a wound that would never heal. His body, immortal, but his flesh, rotting, his suffering, endless. Even today, deep in the forests of the Narmada Valley, in the icy caves of the Himalayas, people whisper of a tall, fearsome figure. His presence chills the air. The stench of decay lingers. His eyes burn with eternal agony. And he waits. When the final avatar of Vishnu, Kalki, descends to end the darkness of Kali Yuga, Ashwatthama will rise again. Not as a warrior of destruction, but as a guide. Only then, when the last battle is fought, will he find redemption. Until then, he walks, alone, cursed. His story is a warning. Power without wisdom doesn't just destroy others, it destroys you. An asura by birth, yet a divine soul by deed. While his kind waged wars, Mahabali built a kingdom like no other. No hunger, no sorrow, no war. His people adored him. His reign was unshakable. But that terrified the Devas. An asura ruling with such power, it was unheard of. It was a threat. They turned to Vishnu. But Vishnu didn't descend as a warrior, not a god, not a king. He came as a humble dwarf.
3 paces of land,
Vamana requested. A small ask for a great king. But the moment Mahabali agreed, the sky darkened. With his first step, Vamana covered the entire earth. Lands, rivers, mountains, all vanished. With his second step, he took the skies. The sun, the stars, the heavens, gone in a breath. Everything lost in an instant. But then, Vamana turned to Mahabali. For the 3rd place, Mahabali did not waver. He offered himself. And in that moment, Vishnu saw. This was no mere king, but sacrifice itself. Instead of destroying him, Vishnu honored him. Not sent to hell, but to Sutala, a realm of divine peace, where Vishnu himself became his protector. But a king's heart never forgets his people. Once every year, Mahabali is allowed to return. His people don't mourn him. They celebrate him. In Kerala, this is Onam, a festival of love, gratitude, and an eternal bond between a ruler and his land. And some believe, when the next cycle of creation begins, Mahabali will rise again. not as a king, but as Indra, the ruler of the heavens. His story is a reminder. True greatness isn't power, it's sacrifice. Even today, when the Onam lamps glow, when laughter fills the air, Mahabali walks among us, unseen, watching, waiting. Born not just of flesh, but of fate. His father, a sage, his mother, a fisherwoman. From this unlikely union came a child who would rewrite history. Vyasa, not a warrior, not a king. His weapon? Knowledge. He compiled the Vedas. He narrated the Puranas. And then, he did the impossible. He created the Mahabharata, the greatest epic of war, fate, and dharma. A story that still shapes right and wrong today. But how? How did one man achieve so much? And why does his story never end? Because Vyasa was never meant to die. His work was too vast for one lifetime. His duty too great to end with death. So, fate intervened. Some say he was an avatar of Vishnu, a divine force, reborn through time, guiding humanity when it strays too far. But where is he now? Legends whisper he never left. Deep in the Himalayas, he still writes, still watches, documenting Kali Yuga, creating a new Mahabharata, one the world isn't ready for yet. And here's the twist. Maybe Vyasa isn't one man. Maybe he's a title. A legacy passed down, shaping knowledge, preserving dharma. Even Swami Vivekananda believed it. So what does Vyasa's story teach us? Wisdom isn't power, it's responsibility. It's meant to guide, not control. And so Vyasa lives on. Not in flesh, not in form, but in every seeker of truth. Maybe even in you. Born with power, but built for devotion. Feared by gods and demons alike. But what made Hanuman truly unstoppable? His heart. It beat for one name, Ram. Some say he was an avatar of Shiva's energy. Others call him the son of Vayu, the wind god. But everyone agrees. Hanuman wasn't just strong, he was divine chaos wrapped in loyalty. He could leap across oceans, lift mountains like pebbles. The gods knew he was different, so they armed him for eternity. Brahma made him deathless. Indra gave him skin stronger than the Vajra. Shiva gifted him speed, strength, and shape-shifting. But the greatest blessing? Ram's love. Hanuman never asked for anything, so Ram gave him everything. As long as my name is spoken on earth, you shall walk it. But where is he now? Everywhere, and nowhere. A monk in Chitrakoot, a stranger on the ghats of Rameswaram, a shadow in the Himalayas. They say if you chant Jai Shri Ram with true devotion, he comes, not as a god, but as a guardian. Some even believe there's a secret tantric mantra, buried in ancient texts, a key to summon him. Lost? Maybe. Forgotten? Never. But Hanuman isn't just a devotee. He's a Kalachakra, a guardian of time. When Kalki rides out for the final war, Hanuman will fight by his side. Only when the balance is restored will he finally seek moksha. But here's the twist. Hanuman's legend exists in China, Tibet, Nepal, Thailand, a monkey king, a warrior sage, a trickster guardian. Coincidence? Or proof that some stories are too big for borders? So next time you whisper Jai Shri Ram, do it with your whole soul, because if your heart is true, Hanuman might be closer than you think. In the chaos of Kurukshetra, one man didn't rage. He didn't crave power or seek revenge, but stood for one thing only, Dharma. Not a god or a king, just a man. But some say he was born of pure penance. Others, an incarnation of Rudra himself. He never claimed either. Kripacharya, a warrior, a sage, a teacher. One of the few who never bent to ego, but only to duty. while others flung divine weapons, unleashed curses. He used skill, strategy, precision. He was a teacher for both sides, Pandavas and Kauravas. But when war broke out, he didn't flinch. He didn't pick sides. He picked what was right. Dharma. So why is he still remembered? Because he didn't just survive Kurukshetra, he transcended it. His reward? Immortality. Not granted by any gods, but karma itself. Even Lord Krishna acknowledged. And here's where it gets wild. Kripacharya is still here, hidden, watching. Maybe in the mountains. Maybe walking past you. Unseen, unheard, unshaken. But his story isn't done. Far from it. When the final avatar, Kalki, descends to end Kali Yuga, Kripacharya will return. Not as a warrior, but as the one who trains them. He will shape the soldiers of the last war. The final stand between light and darkness. Yeah, he's the coach. But here's the twist no one talks about. Kripacharya had a twin sister. Her name? Kripi. She's the mother of Ashwatthama. That's right. The cursed immortal? Yeah, he's Kripacharya's nephew. So next time you think of epic mentors, don't just name Yoda or Dumbledore. Remember Kripacharya, the warrior who always stayed neutral, the teacher who still waits for the final battle. A prince of Lanka, an Asura by birth, a brother to the mighty Ravan, but when Ravan stole Sita, Vibhishan did the unthinkable. He begged him to return her, but Ravan laughed, mocked him, banished him. What would you have done? Stay silent or walk away from your own blood? Vibhishan chose Dharma over family. He crossed the ocean, left behind his home, his title, his past. For what? To stand beside Ram. But was he a traitor? Or the only one who saw the truth? When the war ended, Lord Ram placed the golden crown of Lanka upon his head. For his unwavering devotion to Dharma, he was given a gift greater than a kingdom. Immortality. A guardian of Dharma. But here's where it gets wild. Legends whisper he still walks among us, advises kings, protects righteousness from the shadows. And he waits. But for what? The final age. Because when Kalki, the 10th avatar of Vishnu, descends for the last war, Vibhishan will be there, to guide him, just as he once guided Ram. Some call him a traitor, others a saint. But his story forces us to ask, is loyalty found in blood, or in truth? If standing alone meant standing for what's right, would you dare? Because Vibhishan's immortality isn't just about living forever, it's about living right. Brahmin by birth, but Kshatriya in spirit, a warrior by fate, Parshuram was all, yet none. A disciple of Shiva, wielder of divine weapons, made immortal by Siva himself, the 6th avatar of Vishnu. But his story? Not one of peace. A tyrant king murdered his father, a meditating sage. And in that moment, Parshuram's fury was born. Not revenge, but retribution. He vowed to cleanse the world of corrupt warriors. Not once, not twice, 21 times. But when the blood stopped flowing, what remained? Parshuram was unstoppable. Until he met Lord Ram. A test of ego versus Dharma. And in that moment, Ram shattered his pride. The warrior laid down his axe. But his duty? Far from over. Legends whisper. Deep in the misty peaks of Mahendragiri in Odisha, Parshuram still walks. Why? Because his task is unfinished. When the final avatar, Kalki, descends for the last battle, it is Parshuram who will train him. The master of warfare. The last guru of Dharma. 7 immortals. Not myths, not forgotten. Just waiting. They weren't flawless. Some chose duty, others devotion. Some were driven by pain, others by truth. But all of them made a choice that defied death. A warrior in the forests, a monk in the shadows, or a sage in the silence of the mountains. You won't recognize them, but maybe they've already passed you by. They walk among us, unseen, unheard, waiting, watching, because the battle, it's not over. And when the darkness of Kali Yuga reaches its peak, when the world is at the edge of collapse, they will rise, one by one, again.